Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty. Well, this young man right here, this Virginia Tech football player, has just avoided a lengthy prison sentence by the skin of his teeth. Now, you may ask, what was his prison sentence for? Had the book been thrown at him? Well, have a listen.
Tonight in Montgomery County, a jury found a former Virginia Tech football player not guilty in the murder of a Blacksburg man. Attorneys argued Isam Atute acted in self-defense in the death of 40-year-old Jerry Smith, a Tinder date who he originally thought was a woman. And as 10 News reporter Lindsay Kennett tells us, the verdict came after hours of deliberations.
It was a roller coaster of emotions for people in court today. Isam Atute is now a free man after a jury found him not guilty of second-degree murder. The jury deliberated for nearly 3.5 hours. After handing down the verdict, Atute and his family immediately started crying and hugging one another. The prosecutors declined to comment. Outside court, Atute's lawyer, Jimmy Turk, admitted that he was surprised by the verdict because he said it's tough to predict what 12 people are going to decide. He did say he feels bad for the Smith family, but said he believes the jury made the right decision.
I'm happy she will not be wearing her ankle bracelet anymore.
Turk said that Atute now has his life back and can pursue his dream of playing football. Reporting in Montgomery County, I'm Lindsay Kennett, 10 News, working for you.
So as you heard, this situation is extremely unfortunate. It's extremely unfortunate that a young man who's just starting out will have this hanging over his head for the rest of his life. And in my opinion, this whole situation could have been avoided. Yes, it could have been avoided if someone would have just told the truth. And someone being the man here posing as Angie Smith. See, the thing about it is this here. You cannot expect people to get involved to your perverse sexual activities or leanings. And I say perverse being deception, manipulation, lies, deceit. Basically what you are doing is that you're taking away someone's choice. And in taking away someone's choice, you ended up paying the ultimate price. Here you are posing as a female named Angie on Tinder. And you're hooking up with young college athletes who are believing that you are a biological woman. So you're performing these sex acts on men, and you are a man yourself. And just like the defense lawyer said, Atute is one of the finest men I've ever experienced meeting. And noting that the entire situation came about only because of Smith's deliberate, wicked sexual ruse. Yes, I agree. This whole thing would never have happened had Smith not set out to deceive Atute. And you have to wonder how many other victims were out there, are out there, who you have deceived with, your lie. And it's a shame that you had to have basically every face bone broken. And, people, what they did not tell you, what I do want to run by to you, is that it was not their kind of like first meeting, and Etute did not know that Smith was a male. He had to find that out. See, I want to read this to you. On May the 31st, another Virginia Tech player, Jillian Hampton, also connected with Angie Renee on Tinder. So Smith went by the name Angie Renee. He too went to the apartment expecting a sexual encounter with a woman, but decided to leave after feeling uncomfortable. Hampton and Smith then both made contact with Etute, and Smith encouraged Etute to put in a good word with his teammate. Okay, Etute and Hampton, along with a third teammate, Jordan Burnson, decided to return to Smith's apartment to determine if Smith's gender was male or female. Etute testified that if he determined Smith was a woman, another sexual encounter might have occurred, but that if he determined if Smith was a man, he planned to flee the apartment. Then it goes on to say that Etute entered Smith's apartment alone. Both teammates waited outside and were not charged with a crime, and engaged with Smith on the bed. Etute said he felt around and used his cell phone flashlight to determine Smith was not a woman. Upon confronting Smith, Etute testified that Smith grabbed at Etute's genitals, causing Etute to shriek in the face with the back, causing Etute to strike Smith in the face with the back of his hand. Etute testified he then believed Smith reached for a weapon under his bed, causing Etute to strike Smith with a fist several more times. So with those strikes with the fist, every bone in Smith's face was broken. That's why, these dating sites, it just seems like to me that black people have the worst luck on these dating sites. We can't go back to Lawrence Smith Fields. I mean, there has been just a number of instances where black people have run into trouble on these sites. But this particular incident here should be a wake-up call. If you enter someone's apartment, house, whatever, if it's dark, go back. But first of all, you should not be entering anyone's place on a first date. I know that you're not going to stop people from having a sexual encounter. People are still going to do that. But a darkened room, pitch black, someone not showing their face, like Smith did not show his face. What should that tell you right there? Smith was 40. These guys are 18, 19. They're very immature, inexperienced, very horny. That's going to override a lot of things. Logic, reasoning. But you guys should learn to put two and two together and use more common sense. So hopefully people can learn by this. It's a shame that it had to come to this. But Smith, at the age of 40, I just think that at that age, you're too old to be playing games like this, to be deceiving people. And to be honest with you, if Smith were to just advertise transsexual woman, he would get customers. Or I should say, he would get dates. R. Kelly proves that there are some straight men out there who are into men like this. Was it R. Kelly? Maybe it was, pardon me. No, it was Malik Yuba. Yeah. He's the one who confessed that he liked trans women. But anyway, there are men like Malik Yuba who does like trans women. There are men out there who are curious about trans women. There's no need to be deceiving people, to be lying, to be manipulative. And to be honest with you, I believe that this type of behavior is nothing more than sexual battery. If you're going to pass a law that you're going to strike down that men cannot use a panic defense law when they find out that these men are not women, then to protect the trans community from deceiving men, you should consider passing a law that this should constitute some type of sexual battery. Because in my opinion, that's exactly what it is. Nothing about this to me is innocent. No one should have to partake in your sexual awakening or sexual coming or your coming out in some type of a way. No one should have to partake in your sexual awareness or you trying to find yourself. I just do not believe that you try to find yourself by damaging other people. That's not the way to go about doing things. So you can clearly see that in this situation right here, this would never have happened if Smith would have simply just told the truth. And hopefully this incident here can be a wake-up call for other people to just think about what you are doing. Think about the outcome of what can happen and how a lot of men are not going to act so kindly. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty, and I will see you all beyond and through.